to WMNH 95.3.
The commander to the supreme leader, Matzo coming down.
Welcome, everybody. Happy Monday. Here we go. It is that time again. Matt Connarton, Unleashed, and we are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious downtown Manchester, New Hampshire, also on Comcast Channel 6 if you're in Manchester. And hello to all of our online listeners across the nation and around the globe. You can go to my website, mattconnarton.com, for all of your live streaming options, social media links, contact info, show archives, etc., etc. Today is Monday, September 25, 2023, and I am not alone. Jenny is here at the news desk.
I am present and accounted for.
Yes, yes. And we have making his return to the program. It's been a long time since you've been on the show with us.
It's been so long. I don't even have it's been so long. I don't have a song myself. You know, I got to get back in here more often and find some sort of jingle. I feel ashamed of myself that I don't have a good song to be welcomed. But it's been at least a year, so it's nice to see you guys.
Probably has been a year, hasn't it?
I mean, between all the sporting events, tonight's one of the first nights that I'm not following an object in some time, like footballs, field hockey, soccer balls. So it's kind of a nice thing.
Yes, yes.
You see it all.
For the uninitiated, for newer listeners, if you don't know, Kyle Heavey, of course, also a host here at WMNH. He does Off the Mark Sports Sundays 10 to noon, correct?
10 to noon, 5 years.
5 years.
5 years was yesterday.
Wow.
Since
Yay!
I first stepped foot in here and, had to kind of learn off of you because my show used to be from 6 to 8 on Wednesdays.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
When we first started here, and then the co-hosts, the main host, quit after like a month and a half, and then I had to step in, and I had some training, but it'd been a while since I actually knew all the buttons, and so I used to remember being like, "Hey, what does that do? What?"
Yeah.
And because so I appreciate you for 5 years later to be able to say thank you for all the things that you got to do to get me to where I am 5 years later, sitting on the couch.
Oh well, thank you. That's very kind. But happy anniversary.
Thank you.
Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary.
I mean, from a time when there was no sports being played, and we had to go into the history of different things back in the day, back in the pandemic age of 2020.
Yeah.
To now being able to have sports back, and it's have lost co-hosts and stuff like that due to life changes and stuff like that. But you know how it is. It's still you keep cooking, you still keep coming to the table, and bringing out the delicacies of radio, television, radio, and the airwaves of 95.3.
And now your current co-host, though, Cam, right? He's been with you a while. It seems like
but he unfortunately is going to be moving to northern Kentucky.
Oh no!
Oh my!
So kind of a life change.
That's a drastic.
It's going to be near Cincinnati, so he's still got like a decent sized Queen City. He's leaving one Queen City to another, basically.
Wow.
Just kind of I did the same thing. I moved to Des Moines, Iowa.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just you find something, you get a good job opportunity, and you go for it. So
yeah.
I have no ill will. I wish him the best. I got to see his dad 2 weeks ago, so it's like his dad's still kind of sad that he's leaving. Obviously, you don't want your kid moving,
right?
1,500 miles away, but I applaud him, and just it's gonna be sad. I'm gonna be alone in here, which I know you do great by yourself some days. It's just sometimes nice to have that someone to bounce off of.
Oh yeah. But I mean, if you have to do it, you can, right? Because sports talk is one of those. Like political talk is the same in the sense. Sports talk is a format that, if you have to do it yourself, you can, and it's not. I mean, some shows are difficult to do. Like, for example, the morning show, because the way Peter does his show is very, very conversational.
Correct.
So for him to have to sit there alone would be difficult. He'd have to do a different show.
Yeah.
A different style show.
Quite a weekend we had here. It's been cloudy for 3 days.
He's not totally alone. He's got the cardboard Peter White head.
That's true. That's true.
The head is always ever present.
No, he's got some pretty dedicated people around him, though.
Certainly does.
Who
Yes,
show
he
up
does.
every day. So
He really does. No, I like it. I like to tune in and play along with some of the games a lot.
yeah. But so what will you do? Will you try doing the show by yourself, or do you have somebody who's going to be joining you?
It's going to be kind of like the motto in football. It's the next man up. So all I have to do is figure out someone that's be willing to deal with Sunday mornings and getting up and doing this, because I now to know that I've been doing Sunday mornings for 4.5 years now.
Yeah.
It's kind of tough being waking up to want to talk sports at 10 a.m.
No, you gotta sell this thing.
I do it
now.
either way. It's some mornings, especially the mornings after weddings or something like that. It makes it a little difficult, but you get it done. You get it done one way or another. And sometimes it's nice to still come back and do the Wednesday nights. The OG time frame, just because it's my replay is on Wednesday nights from 7 to 9 p.m. So if I need to. Maybe I can't do a Sunday. I can do that time slot.
You haven't done that lately, though,
You
right?
can do it
No,
in
because
reverse.
sports has been going on, and then before the sports season got into play, I had softball myself, or trying to get out golfing, going to concerts. I went to 3 concerts like in 9 days last week.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
So I went and saw none of them are amazing. I'm gonna suggest going to, but if they're free, then you go. So I went and saw Drowning Pool and Saliva.
Yep.
I like Saliva.
They were fun.
I've seen them.
It's been a number of years. Yeah.
I forgot how many songs they really had between 2001 and 2004.
Yeah, they had a bunch of hits in a short time.
They actually did. Yeah.
They really did. So it was like, oh wow.
Click Click Boom is the one people really remember,
Exactly,
I think. But yeah, there's a couple others. Yeah.
Your Disease is Human or something like that.
I don't know.
I don't know that
That's
one.
okay.
I don't even remember the other ones. If I heard it, I'd know it.
Exactly, and that's what it was for me. I was like, oh my god, I forgot about this song.
Yeah.
And then I went and saw last Monday after I filmed a field hockey game in the pouring rain here in the city of Manchester.
Ugh.
I flew down to Boston and saw Rancid.
Yeah.
And they were still fun. They're not looking young and punk rock esque, but they still did a great job.
Yeah.
And then I know you guys had a great time on Saturday night.
Oh yeah.
Here at the Hop Knot, I decided to be the dorkiest that I've been in some time, and I went and saw the Boston Symphony Orchestra perform Star Wars.
No kidding.
They performed
Total dork happiness.
all 9 major songs from the Star Wars films that were done by John Williams.
Oh.
So it was 2 hours of and they had someone telling the story of like what's going on in this scene, in this film, and the questionable thoughts in the plot lines that and now you're meeting Leia and Luke, and there's an awkward love triangle because you got to remember you don't know that they're brother and sister yet.
Right.
It's
Right.
stuff like that where it's just awkward at the time, and it's 1977, so things are different in the world, and but it was a phenomenal time. Still lots of smiles, and to watch a 50-piece orchestra being played, you're like trying to figure out, wait, what was that instrument? Where who's playing that?
Yeah.
So it was a fun game of just listening to some music. So
Yeah.
now I'm going to see Explosions in the Sky on Sunday nights. They're very big into no singing, just 2 brothers that play guitar and a drummer. Their cousin.
Oh, I was gonna say I'm not familiar with them.
And they're a very they're in a lot of movies and TV shows.
Yeah.
They were playing at South by Southwest in Austin, Texas, and Peter Berg, who's directed and produced a ton of movies, the biggest one being Friday Night Lights that he did, and he liked this band, and he asked him to do the soundtrack for the movie.
Oh.
And they've gotten big for the past 18 years of just touring, and they don't
Really?
Yeah, it definitely gives you a lot of emotions because it's just they speed it up fast, and the very pretty guitar, and it should be something fun. It's my second time seeing them because
Oh, really?
they
Yeah.
played with Death Cab for Cutie a number of years ago. I
Oh,
saw him
okay.
with that. So it should be another trip to Boston.
Yeah.
Getting my miles in on my car for sure.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool. By the way, Charles Richardson in the chat room says Alcom joined the sports show.
There we go. All
He's
right.
he follows sports ball.
I was supposed to have Mike Doyle on the show yesterday. I don't.
Sports ball? Did
Sports
you say
ball.
sports ball?
Isn't that what they call it?
There he goes again, Kyle.
I
All these years with
He
you,
was a
and
great-
he still doesn't know how many quarters is in an inning.
I still appreciated him as a guest when we talked about the WWE. And
That's right. Yes.
Now that we can do.
the fallout of Vince McMahon, and then boy, that guy is special for sure.
Yeah,
To
you
know
could
that
say that.
he's up and down, and
Yeah.
I'm not a part of it. Oh, never mind. I'm gonna sell this to UFC and make
Mhm.
how much? $3
Gazillion
billion or
dollars,
something like
yeah.
that. It was
No,
something ridiculous.
Billions. Yeah.
Yeah, I know it was billions, and I know that
Yeah.
he bought off of his dad for like $1 million. So to know
Yeah.
how much money he's made in
Oh, yeah.
35 years is
He's done-
45, I guess. is the
He's
number.
done okay. Yeah.
I want to know how much COVID money he ended up with.
What do you mean?
Come on, you telling me he didn't end up with some? I'm thinking he
I
did.
don't know.
I'm thinking he did.
I hope not.
I mean, he got wrestlers designated as. Do you remember that, Kyle? He was during the height of COVID. He got wrestlers designated as necessary personnel,
Yep.
so they could go work.
well, yeah. Well,
That's
in Florida.
which was at the time. Oh, yes, this is Florida.
yeah.
There are many reasons to not go to Florida. This be one.
I got Florida coming here. I got politics and eggs to deal with in 2 weeks with Governor Ron DeSantis.
I'm sorry.
It's just
You have
the
my
life,
sympathy.
the life I have to sometimes do for to film the things for the city of Manchester.
I've heard
Yes.
he's a lot of fun, very gregarious with people, very outgoing. Governor DeSantis.
Very much, yeah.
Yeah, he's like
I
really. He likes to. He'll look you right in the eyes when he shakes your hand. Really,
big fan of the buffet there. I got to
Yeah.
give St. Anselm College credit. They do a good job with the food. That's
Ugh.
the only thing that makes me excited about going to these events.
I am so not a fan of buffet anything.
Yeah. I didn't know if buffets were ever going to come back after the pandemic.
I still haven't been to Golden Corral, and it's
Yeah, I
been in
don't
the city
have-
for
Yeah,
3 years
I'm-
now, I
I'm-
want to say.
I'm good with that.
Yeah,
I'm not really
I'm good.
liking the buffet idea too much myself. Yeah.
Can't do this anymore. No.
But yeah, Charles is in Florida, so maybe he could Skype in.
Figure that out for
Yeah,
sure.
you guys should connect online. I don't know if you're already Facebook friends. You might be. Erich Pilcher said I would be Kyle's co-host. LOL.
Oh, there we go.
He's in
See?
Iowa. See, they're coming out from everywhere.
Good old Des Moines. I don't know where
Florida,
he's from in Iowa.
You can have
but
different flavors.
He's in Cedar Rapids.
Cedar Rapids. Okay. Yeah, I drove through there twice, 3 times.
See, there you go.
And he is, in Erich's case, he is already part of the extended family here at the station. He does our film reviews for us.
Yeah,
Which-
very good at it.
Very good. I actually had to dog sit last week, dog and house sit. So I finally relaxed for a couple hours one night and watched Air. Air is the story of Michael Jordan signing with Nike. And
Oh,
it's
yeah, I've heard that.
phenomenal.
That's really good.
I mean, whether you're a sports fan or not, you know the who Michael Jordan is. And
Right.
to know that's 1984, he's just going to start his rookie season, and I thought that Ben Affleck and Matt Damon did a great job. It was their first time really being on screen together since Good Will Hunting.
Oh, wow.
Oh no, I can't. Dogma.
Dogma. Yeah,
Dogma.
yeah.
So I
I
sorry, I
love
lied.
Dogma.
Um,
Such a great movie.
Shannon is online. Shannon might want to be your co-host. Hi, Shannon.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, hi. Hi, Jenny. Hi, Kyle.
Hi, darling.
Good afternoon. I'm not used to you talking to you in the afternoon. I'm only used to hearing you in the morning.
Yeah.
Well, she visits
Trip, huh?
us.
No, sometimes.
Yes.
Oh, I am so sorry sometimes after.
Oh, my.
We all have those moments.
What's up with the youth,
I didn't mean
Shannon?
it that well. Come on now. Jeez, well.
We all have those moments.
That was
Oh,
good.
I-
That was really good.
Well, come on. Did you hear the love? Did you hear it this morning?
I was not.
The letters. One of the letters on Hancock Street.
Oh,
No,
boy.
I didn't hear that one. No.
Okay.
It was just funny. All right. Anyway, what was I going to say? Did you now? You haven't been on the radio past couple weeks, Kyle, right? Have you been on vacation or something?
I haven't been on in the morning show, but I've done my show for the past 3 weeks for sure. I know I did take a little bit of August
you took
off.
some day off because you weren't there when I recently.
I've done the NFL season's back and better than ever, so I've definitely been in the studio here a lot.
Okay.
But I know in
That's
August I
okay.
did go down to Connecticut for a weekend, and then I did have a wedding. So there was a number of weekends I wasn't around, just because you can only talk about baseball for
yeah, I
so
know.
much before I get bored myself.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah. One thing I said the radio Spectrum Radio I can't RSR, okay?
Oh,
I
okay.
can never say that. There was when remember when you had the Jason Aldean song in?
Oh, yes. Try that in a
there
small
was a
town.
controversy about that.
Yes, I do remember that.
Okay, I heard that song on the radio yesterday, and instead of listening so much to the lyrics, because it seems like once I lock into something, I hear maybe one other thing, but not all of it. So the next time I hear it, there's a clear riff of "Home Sweet Home" by Motley Crue.
I know exactly the part you mean. It also, that same part, it sounds a little bit like the solo in Beat It by Michael Jackson. That burn, 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 burn. That shows up in a lot of songs. Yeah.
Yeah. But you cannot copyright lyrics. Let me see if I'm going to say this right. All you music people out there that come in this stuff, all if the lyrics can have the same amount of syllables and have the same rhythm and be completely different lyrics, that's not copyright infringement because you can't copyright that,
Not
correct?
necessarily. That's not necessarily true.
If they're not the same exact words?
If the underlying beat is the same, like the sound of the music itself, then yes, that can be a violation of copyright because that somebody else wrote the original music. If you change up the lyrics, leaving the underlining music the same, you're still breaking somebody else's copyright.
And it's all how you think of it, though, because you take of course, I can't think of one right now at this second, the beginning 5 syllables to a song. It's all in where they break or pause or whatever, too.
I don't know that I've ever heard anything about syllables.
You mean notes?
No, well, I don't know. Different. No, what am I using different for? A syllable, like...
But when
no
you
one
say a
has 2
syllable,
syllables.
is it not saying a sound?
Somnambulism has 5 syllables.
Okay.
Am I saying the wrong word?
I don't know what that is.
Not
Somnambulism?
somnambulism, but is that the right thing?
Syllabus?
Symbolism.
Oh, symbolism.
Somnambulism sounds like something you'd want to go to the emergency room for. You
No,
have
that's
a-
sleepwalking, but it's got 5
somnambulism.
syllables.
Sorry.
You don't know what I mean?
I don't know what you mean, Shannon. I give up.
Kyle,
Shannon,
do you know what I mean?
Shannon, what's up with the youth? That's what I want to know. Did you ever
which
figure that
Kyle-
out?
I'm concerned she doesn't know which Kyle is here.
Oh, yeah.
I think she knows the difference in the
Oh, no, I know
the
what
voice.
I know
yeah,
TV.
I'm definitely not Kyle
okay.
Clayton.
I was just checking. Somebody was
Oh, yeah.
was questioning. Hoppy was
Totally
wondering
different
about
voice.
it, so I thought I'd clarify it. Hoppy's in
Yeah,
the chat room.
totally.
Hello,
Mr. Hapwood, hello.
Okay.
Hoppy.
I think a perfect thing that Shannon you should look up is the lawsuit that the estate of Marvin Gaye put on the wonderful and talented. Why am I drawing a blank of his name?
Ed Sheeran.
Ed Sheeran.
No,
thank
no,
you.
that wasn't his estate. That was the one family member. Remember?
Oh, okay. But I
the
love
estate
how
had sued on other stuff, but not that.
I just love how Ed went into court and played the exact same chords and showed that if you're gonna try to copyright the chords, you're gonna copyright. I think it was "My Girl" from there was all sorts of songs that Ed just these are the same songs.
There's so many chord progressions that
And there's
show
only
up in
so
so
many-
many different songs. Yeah.
And
But
there's
if the
only so
melody
many
and
chord
the
progressions.
notes are
Yeah.
the same, then you've got a copyright issue.
Exactly.
And
So
I think that's I think that's what you're trying to say, isn't it?
The lyrics. Is that? Did you mention the lyrics by just a different name?
Huh?
In other words, the lyrics themselves. If there's, okay, I don't know. If I think of it later,
Lyrics are no different than a musical note. If you think of it that way, right?
I think of notes as
Maybe?
the instrument, and I think of lyrics as the voice.
If the melody is the same from song A to song B, then you've got a copyright issue. But what Kyle's bringing out is just because there's a similar chord progression doesn't mean that that's too much of a wide scope.
You might still get sued, and you may or may not win. I mean, that's what we've been doing for the past few weeks on Retro Spectrum Radio, is covering that.
Maybe
Talking
this is
about
why
those
I
things,
I
yeah.
didn't complete piano school.
Well, it's
The guy that I wanted to say, one of the guys in Iron Jaw, right?
Yeah.
Iron Jaw?
Who you
Yep.
had on?
Yep.
He could. Steel Heart also has a song. They were talking about it last on the Peter White show. Angel Eyes. Steel Heart has a song, Angel Eyes.
Common title.
He could hit that note. He could hit that note. I don't know their names. He could hit Queensryche. You know what I mean? I could hear.
Peter White can? He's a great singer.
oh boy,
Isn't he?
big fan of him and that special microphone that's somewhere down there.
Yeah.
When he's singing Boys Club.
Thursday mornings are a special time in the Queen City every week.
That's right.
Oh, but I just want to say, when I hear them and I hear him do that, I said, well, he. I don't know if they ever do covers, but he could do Angel Eyes by Steel Heart.
Uh-huh.
And that one high note in Phantom Rider by Tora Tora. But also, doesn't Byron G. and the other guy there, the Hellhound guys,
Cody
don't
P.
they do the instrumental things?
Well,
Instrumental music?
they have, they have artists on their label who do release instrumentals, yes.
We've had a number of artists like that. Maybe you're thinking of Factory of Art. They were.
No, I'm thinking of them because I remember I called Matt and I asked if they ever heard of a oud. An oud.
I think I do remember that.
Because I had heard one on the radio, and because they had a, now that I know what it is, sample of the Middle East kind of string sound.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Didgeridoo. Talk to you later. Bye.
Didgeridoo to you, too.
Yeah, Australia.
Bye,
Love
Shannon.
it.
Bye.
All right. Well, very good.
I mean, Rick Astley did a cover of Everlong during the pandemic, which is a
I've
fun
seen
version
that.
of that.
I've seen that, yeah.
And it's not like he's gonna, get sued by the Foo Fighters. But
Well, no, he performed it with the Foo Fighters.
that true. I know, but he did like his own little performance in his home.
Like the
I
tiny desk performances.
It's like a tiny desk performance.
Oh, I
yeah.
didn't realize that.
Yeah, so that's where he realized that because they played that, and then they had him come up, and then he's like, "Well, I've always loved this song." So he actually plays just himself on a guitar and a camera, and he just performs it very well. So something to check out later on for sure.
Oh, very nice, very nice. If you're just joining us, Kyle Heavey is here from Off the Mark Sports, and he has joined us live in studio. And if you'd like to join us as well, the studio line is open 603-250-6007, 603-250-6007. You can also text me at 617-917-4476. I'm on social media at Matt Connarton. You can email me, matt@mattconnerton.com. And, of course, you can interact and opine in the Facebook live chat. But the best thing to do so that we can hear and enjoy your dulcet tones is to give us a call at 603-250-6007. By the way, we mentioned earlier Erich Pilcher and his classic film reviews. Today, at the top of the hour, we're going to have his review of the film Martin. It's a documentary about my dad. No, I'm kidding. It's actually a film from 1977 by George A. Romero. My dad's name is Martin, for anyone who doesn't get the joke. But George A. Romero, who passed away, I think recently. And so Erich has dedicated the month of September to George A. Romero, reviewing some of his films. Also, too, I want to mention in a couple of weeks, Erich will have his review of The Exorcist. And there's a whole, because there's a new version coming out and everything. But he would like, he's going to be having a couple of other people doing that review with him, and he wants to make it a really big thing. So we would like to get some listener questions. If you have questions or thoughts on the film, you can, if you're connected with Erich Pilcher on social media, of course, you can send those directly to Erich, or you can email them to me, matt@mattconnerton.com, and I will forward those to Erich. But just something to think about for his review coming up of The Exorcist in October. Yes.
That new one looks decent. I saw the previews for it yesterday. Sometimes it's a swing and a miss when they try to make movies of the old into something new. But
Yeah.
this, I mean, again, it was a 30-second commercial.
Yeah.
Not everything you can say is going to be amazing from a 30-second commercial, but
Yeah.
we'll see what happens when that comes out next month.
I don't know if I want to see it. I've seen the original. I have a list of films. It's a very short list, but there are certain films that I think are great films. But despite that, I never want to see them again.
Oh,
I'm not a horror film chick. I've never got
like I thought the original Saw, the first Saw, was so.
I've seen enough blood and gore in real life.
Yeah,
that's
true too. Yeah,
that's just thrillers I can get into, like The Bird Box.
Yeah,
but things spewing all over the place, and yeah,
there's some spewing in The Exorcist. That's for sure.
Except for Evil Dead.
Well, because that's funny and silly.
Exactly.
And,
that one you have to keep. That one you have to keep.
But there's a few films that are just so intense. Requiem for a Dream is another one. Great film. I don't ever want to watch it again.
I was terrified by The Exorcist.
Yeah.
Terrified.
Schindler's List is another example.
Yeah.
I've seen that, but I wouldn't want to watch it again. It
took me a while to watch it.
Yeah.
You know, when I was a kid, though, especially in elementary school, when we first started having the stuff on the Holocaust, I was terrified of watching the movies, the video clips that they would show us in class, because I was terrified I was looking at my family. So I'd ask to get excused and go to the library. I have some of those family members literally on the wall in our living room, but I would just be terrified by the prospect of the connection there. That's too real. That's just too real.
I took a lot of film classes, obviously, through my degrees and stuff like that. And so sitting through some of them, you're like, oh boy, and I have to do a paper on this or write about it. Like, and then you have to go rewatch it again because then you can't remember certain parts. And you're like, oh, the symbolism in this with the red coats, it was like, I got to watch this all over again.
Yeah.
I'm not going to not apples, oranges here, but just a side question. Have you ever been in it because you've done a lot of filming and you work in the news industry. Have you ever been in a situation where you've had to film something and you had to push past the desire to not?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The first time, you got sent up to Livermore Falls up in Plymouth, and they were missing a college student who had gone swimming and slipped and fell, and so now they got the Fish and Game there, and I'm not expecting them to find him, and so I see a diver come up. I'm filming it, and next thing you know, the diver pulls the body up, and you're like, no, I didn't want to see that.
Yeah,
that's not what I was hoping for at all. And then to hear, so I had to wait until we got an interview with the Fish and Game, and they couldn't give us the interview until the parents showed up. And when the parents showed up to identify, that was the worst shrieking sounds. You can only imagine what that was like when you're like, I could not get the window up fast enough to not have to hear that. And it was like, oh gosh. So of course, then I feel awful because they still have to leave before I can go. It was a rough evening for sure.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah.
Understandable.
No doubt.
And then, I mean, myself, I kind of want to make a movie about the time that I had to save. This is 2006, where I had to save a guy's life up on the road to the Cog Railroad, Upper Falls. And we had jumped from the same spot the day before. It rained all night. We went to jump from the same exact cliffs into this pool of water, and we watched a guy go around to the other side and jumped into the waterfall area. Well, it created like a whirlpool effect, and he got sucked down.
Oh my God.
And so for 3 minutes, we're waiting for this guy to come out, and then we pull him to shore. We start giving him CPR. We call 911. Everything's, it's at this point, everything's taking forever to
feels like it, yeah.
And then so we end up getting a pulse and very minimal breathing. He went to the hospital. He woke up 3 days later and didn't know what happened. And so my sister just happened to have someone missing from work for 2 weeks and put the stories together of her missing coworker and this guy that we saved. And my sister worked with the guy.
Oh, wow.
So we've been able to kind of keep in touch with him over the past 15 years. And it's just I feel like at this point I could probably play the character of him now and and make this movie a real life thing. So something I've been thinking about for the past couple of years, because it was definitely a lot of stress that day for sure, because that kind of ruined the rest of our day. It's now 10 a.m. and we're supposed to go hiking, and now it's like we did all that we could. We don't know. Like you just don't know at that time that if this person survived or not. And so, glad.
Jeez.
But I do have something, a fun game for you if you want to play it. I don't know if it's your show, so I don't want to take it over.
Yeah.
But Wrestling Magazine had the other day the top 20 WWE wrestlers with the most wins in history.
Oh.
Someone took the time to count each time that these wrestlers have won.
Yeah.
And so I know we have a lot of people on the Facebook chat and stuff like that, and I don't want to interrupt, but I did come prepared for you to take guesses on who do you think would be number one.
No, I'd like to do that. So I should guess who I think is number one?
Yeah,
number one.
I have 1 through 20 all time winningest wrestlers.
The winningest wrestlers.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, of all time.
Of all time.
WWE or everybody?
It's everything, from their time in WCW to ECW to
AEW and all of that.
I think at this point, the AEW people aren't going to have this many wins.
Too new. Yeah.
Too new.
All right, I'm going to say number one is Hulk Hogan.
Incorrect. He's
How
fifth
about-
place.
Fifth place.
Fifth place. 1,574 wins. A 74.8% victory.
Okay.
Andre the Giant.
Hey, I was just going to say that.
Were you?
Look at you stepping on me.
Andre the Giant is not number one. He is a little bit further on the list at this point. There's some wrestlers that have wrestled for a long time that have a lot of wins here. I don't know why Andre. I can't. Andre's actually not on this top 20 list because he did go as a bad guy for a long time too.
Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns is on the list at number 20.
Oh, wow. We have a call. I think
995.
I think I might know who this is. Hi, welcome to Matt Connarton Unleashed. Who's this?
I have a guess.
Yes, it's Erich Pilcher. Yes.
Bruno Sammartino.
Bruno Sammartino is on the list, but he is number 8. 1,486 wins, a 75% winning ratio.
Wait, does this go by total number of wins or by ratio?
By wins.
I think it's their win percentage, Matt, which is basically their wins divided by the total amount of matches.
Exactly. But I'm giving you the percentage of how many times they won. But
Gotcha.
I have the number of how many wins they have.
Do I get a second guess?
It's up to the host
Oh,
here.
yeah. Go ahead. We'll keep it loose.
Yeah.
This is painfully obvious to me, and if I'm wrong, I'm really shocked.
Okay.
Bill Goldberg.
You know what? That's a really good guess.
That's what Charles Richardson guessed too in the chat.
Hold on. I know he's up at the list. He is not number one.
He is not number one.
He is not number one.
Boy, who could
Really? Because they didn't even have him lose on house shows.
Yeah, that surprises me too. Geez, I'm running out of ideas who could be number one.
Triple H?
Triple H, number 19. 1,032.
Roddy Piper.
Yeah, he was actually a bad guy for the longest time. You got to remember that. When he started off, he was the bad guy, which I just watched his documentary last week, which was phenomenal.
Yeah.
He is not up there.
He's not up there.
He's not up there.
He was jobbed out quite a bit in the NWA.
How about Ric Flair?
Oh, okay.
Ric Flair.
I doubt it.
No,
he lost a lot, actually, because he
had a lot of draws too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You forget about, as a kid that they had the 60-minute time limit and a lot of
Yeah.
the countouts were that's why I think that a lot of times people kept being champions for so long because they kept getting counted
Is it
out.
one of the Von Erichs?
No, boy, I want to give hints, but it's just he's
AJ Styles?
No.
I'm just throwing
AJ Styles
names
number
out
12.
Here. Number 12.
Number 12.
Oh, okay. I didn't think he'd be on the
It's
list.
got to be a guy from the 80s.
Yeah.
Macho
the
Man
90s,
Randy
'cause they
Savage.
wrestled so much.
Oh, Ultimate Warrior?
He actually had a short career, if you remember that. He was hot. He was a blazing hot for. It is not. He definitely.
He has to be on the top 20, right? Because he barely ever lost. They very
But
rarely.
he barely ever wrestled.
That's exactly what it is. He barely wrestled because he didn't always show up to shows as well.
Yeah.
So.
Boy.
Is it Randy Savage?
You know what? She just guessed that. It is not. If
I'm drawing a blank.
Yeah, I really don't know. Charles Richardson says John Cena, but it couldn't be him.
John Cena, number 3.
Oh, he's number 3?
Number 3.
Oh, how about The Rock?
He's higher on the list than I would have thought.
1,787 victories for John Cena, a 78.7% winning record.
You know, I'm taking another shot in the dark. I'm so sorry, guys.
That's okay.
I'm going to go with someone who was recently released because he wrestled over 1,500 matches.
Oh, I know who you're
for
thinking of.
WWE in a 20-year career. I'm going to go with Dolph Ziggler.
Can't be.
No.
Is he even on the list?
He is. I do not have him on the list here.
Yeah, that was a long shot. What about Stone Cold Steve Austin? J-Fed says Stone Cold.
I'm going to start giving you the I'm going to go from 10 down. How about this?
Okay.
To number 1.
Okay.
The Big Show, number 10.
Really?
British Bulldog, surprising, number 9.
No kidding.
Bruno Sammartino, number 8. Rey Mysterio, number 7. Number 6, Kane.
Really?
Number 5, Hulk Hogan. Number 4, Tito.
It's Undertaker.
Undertaker, yeah.
Tito Santana, number 4. Number 3, we just went over John Cena. Number 2, The Undertaker. And number 1,
is it
known most for his loss, Bret Hart.
Oh, okay.
Bret Hart, 1,882.
You know what?
I almost said
am
Bret Hart.
ashamed of myself because Bret
Damn it, I
Hart
almost
is
said
my
that.
all-time favorite wrestler.
Yeah, and he's my second all-time favorite. So
we all
yeah.
failed miserably.
Wow.
I'll go through 20 through 11.
Bret Hart was probably my first hero in life.
Wow.
Number 20, Roman Reigns. Number 19, Triple H. Number 18, Seth Rollins. Number 17, shocking, Sheamus. Number 16, Dean Ambrose. Number 15, Randy Orton. Number 14, Kofi Kingston. Number 13, Matt Hardy. Number 12, AJ Styles. And number 11, Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, Shawn Michaels, that doesn't surprise me. He's on there. I'm surprised Matt Hardy is on there.
It surprises me he's outside the top 10.
I give the credit to Wrestling Talk for wanting to go and count all these.
Wow, yeah.
They got to think about that. That's a lot of work that the Wrestling Talk had to go into. But I saw this the other day, and I was like,
you have to go into house shows too, and there's not a lot of well-kept records on house shows.
Right.
And if you really think about it, the records Bret had in Stampede, a lot of those have to be real hard to come by just by themselves.
We should clarify too for people who don't know. So when we say house show, that's a show that is not televised.
that's where they often start to get their, is this character going to work? Is he ready for going for the limelight?
Yeah, or it might even be a big show. It's just but one that's not happening on television.
You got to have an appetizer.
If you will indulge me for a moment, people.
Yes.
I have one of the greatest house show experiences ever. I actually saw a title change at a house show.
Oh, that's
wow.
rare. That's rare.
Yeah.
Yes, it was Christian beating Booker T for the Intercontinental title in Des Moines, Iowa.
Oh, wow.
In 2003.
Huh.
Booker had been working through a back injury. And he aggravated the injury when he went for the scissor kick.
Oof. That was a heck of a kick.
Like he went up and threw the leg up and just landed on his back.
Ouch.
And the ref came over and basically Christian picked him up, hit him with the unprettier, rolled him over 1, 2, 3.
Huh. Oh.
And I was like, are you kidding me? And then the next night, Raw was in Moline, Illinois, and I also went to that. And we saw Christian, my buddies and I that were with, we saw Christian walk out with the Intercontinental title.
Yeah.
And later on in the week, because the dirt sheet pipeline wasn't as quick, we'd found out that they had planned to do the title change on Raw.
Oh, okay.
But because Booker had really aggravated the injury, Christian, thinking quick on his heels with the ref, and of course Booker T going with it, just those three in a split second decided we're just going to do it tonight.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Wow.
Melanie in the chat room says, I'm surprised you guys are so into wrestling. I thought it was mainly 13-year-old boys.
Hey, listen here, Chicky Poo. You don't know what you're missing. So there.
Melanie seems a little cantankerous today.
She does, doesn't she?
Yeah. She seems a little cantankerous today.
She's been hanging out with Hoppy.
She also said, I don't want to brag, but I used to scissor kick on J-Fed on our first date. Use the scissor kick, I should say.
Well, now.
I don't know
like a
if
knife.
we're thinking about the same maneuver there.
What a maneuver, as Vince McMahon would say. Yeah, well, there you go. All right.
I spent a lot of time, Monday Night Wars were incredible in the early 90s.
Oh, yeah.
Early to mid 90s.
Late 90s, actually.
Yeah, more late. That's true.
Yeah. Yep.
But, all right, well, I will leave you guys. I am on a lunch break right now. So
Oh, okay.
Well, it
that
is
was fun,
3:47.
Kyle.
Yeah,
I'm really shocked.
I wanted to give hints, but what would you give for Bret Hart a hint that you guys wouldn't get?
Right.
Yeah.
There's only so much I can say. Like,
Kicking myself.
gave sunglasses away.
Right. It would have been obvious.
Like,
yeah.
there's not everything I could have said. I think you guys would have had it easily.
Probably,
so I was like, I'm just gonna let you guess for a little
Bret
bit.
Hart is the only guy that Kevin Nash said. He said this on Click This on a couple of occasions, his podcast, that Bret Hart is the only guy smaller than him that he would let body slam him or do a power move on him, because Bret always made it make sense.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Wow.
And he was always safe. Bret never injured anybody.
I was watching something the other day where someone had a massive concussion and they were supposed to win the match and they had to roll someone up and they were just, they didn't know where they even were. And whoever lost did such a amazing job of faking it to make it look like it was real. But the person that won the match, I forget who it was now, is something it was one of those quick videos on Facebook where you're just like, oh, I'll quickly watch this. And then now
I think I saw the same thing. It was Triple H explaining SummerSlam 2000.
It could have
in
been
the match he had with Kurt Angle. He went to pedigree him through the table, which was a planned spot. The table gave way, and Kurt Angle cracked his head on a control box.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
And knocked himself out. So Triple H had his arms hooked, so the full force of Kurt's head just hit the control box and knocked him clean out. He was snoring, according to Triple H.
Oh, wow. But they finished the match? That's amazing.
Well, it was a triple threat with The Rock for the WWE Championship.
Oh, okay. I remember this now. Yeah.
The spot was that Kurt was supposed to go out on a stretcher and then return after the pedigree.
Yeah.
So it all went to plan. It's just that they didn't know. They're in the ring, and they didn't know if Kurt was going to come back for the return.
Yeah. Wow.
So they kind of had to wing it, and as good as The Rock is on the mic, he is pretty limited in the ring.
Yeah, true.
So that once again just chalks up to how great Triple H is.
Yes.
That he was able to be like, okay, we're going to get through this, and then what a warrior Kurt Angle is, because he came back out.
Yeah. Well, Triple H, of course, he's a New Hampshire guy, and we breed greatness here. No matter what anybody tells you in their YouTube videos.
I thought you guys were big into maple syrup.
No,
that's I chug it all the time. It's like my morning coffee.
No,
just chugging maple syrup.
Now, Matt, I have heard from a reliable source that you guys are into doing unscrupulous things with maple syrup.
That is not true. It is a vicious stereotype.
Why do you think we stay so sweet?
No. Let's not feed into the stereotype, Kyle, please. We have to fight the hate.
Matt, I don't know. Why would anyone from the great state of New York lie?
Oh, that's true.
Wow.
Yeah, well, that's a good point.
I don't know. I love all of my WMNH family, so I don't believe it, but I might have to rethink life because they're just better than us in New York.
Yeah.
That's what some people say.
Grumpier.
Definitely grumpier. Definitely grumpier. And bitter. Very bitter.
And their teeth are more yellow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, certain people anyway.
All right now.
Yellow teeth. That's true. Well, all right, Eric. We'll let you. We'll let you get
good
back
luck
to
on the
work.
rest of your lunch break. I know you. 3:50.
I work for a cable company, so
yeah.
And I'm working from home, so I'll get back on when I get back on.
Yeah, there you go. Take your time. All right, my friend. Well,
yeah, absolutely.
Oh, by the way, before you do go, I did mention earlier in the show, I don't know if you were able to hear it, but you're looking for questions from the audience regarding The Exorcist.
Kind of what we had planned for The Exorcist Believer got deep sick.
Yeah.
So, so we're going a different route. I would love for people to message me on Facebook questions.
Mm-hmm.
That will myself and a couple guys that are co-hosting a recorded podcast with me are going to, and we'll answer them. When we do that, it's going to be a retrospective on The Exorcist as a whole, the film series, and we'll share our review of the new one, Believer.
There we go.
Excellent.
Yeah. I'm intrigued with that.
Send me the questions. If you can't get them to me, I already discussed this with the man in charge before I do it. Send them to Matt, and he can forward them on to me. And we'll definitely answer as many questions as we can. It'd be an awesome problem to have to run out of time. But
yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, so it, just trying to make something out of nothing, basically.
That's right. All right, Eric. Well, thank you very much, my friend. We're going to let you go, and in a couple of minutes,
that was fun. Nice talking with you all, and you especially, Kyle.
Yeah, I'm sorry you did not guess your number one, but you had some good guesses in there, and
rubbing it in.
Yeah.
It just
there.
I really thought Bruno Sammartino because he had like a 10-year championship reign.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, absolutely. He did. Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right, Eric.
It's like, so yeah, but all right. Thank you guys. Have a good rest of the show.
All right. You too, Eric. Bye-bye.
Have you gotten into to Young Rock at all?
Oh, yeah. Jenny and I watched that.
I watched a number of the first couple episodes, and I thought it was very fun. I thought they did a good job of making it feel like, this is what normal Sundays were like with all these different wrestlers hanging out at the house.
Right.
And they're, Vince just called. He wants me to come to Connecticut. This might be a chance. And then, Dad's like, oh, what about me?
Yeah.
So I thought that was a very good job of making it fun for the audience and, for wrestling fans for sure to see what it was like in the early 80s.
Yeah, they did 3 seasons of it. They didn't renew it for a 4th, unfortunately. But
okay.
But yeah, I guess they put it. So we watched it on Peacock, but I guess on NBC they had it up against SmackDown, which is not a great.
Wow,
not the best night to put it on. If you're trying to attract wrestling fans. But
seriously,
it's a tough business trying to figure out when's the right time to put a show on. It's
Against one of your biggest draws. No, not likely. It'd be a good decision.
but for anything tonight, there's 2 Monday Night Football games for football, which
It's Raw.
crush everything, and and then you got Raw and everything like that. So for other times of the year, just for those 18 weeks that there's football games, everything else just kind of is much lower in the ratings categories.
Oh yeah. Well, before we get to the break and Eric's film review, we should say hello to everybody in the Facebook live chat. Very busy chat room today. Erich Pilcher is in the chat room. Tom Blanchard also joins us and says, sounds a little like Alice Cooper, referring to, of course, Jerry and the Scumbags.
Right?
Mine made of Adam Sandler a little bit too.
Really? Yeah.
Just from the way that he was singing and talking about things. If you listen,
yeah.
It definitely had me thinking about some of his first couple albums that he had.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I can hear it.
The whole album is just incredible.
Yes,
I just love it.
Charles Richardson, I mentioned, joins us in the chat from the state of Florida. Rhonda Favero says, Callie in the house. She is, of course, in the great state of California. Hello.
I will be getting a package out to you soon.
Oh, very good. Yes. John Hopwood is in the Facebook live chat. Hello, John. Let's see. Miriam Banish joins us and says, good afternoon. Erich Pilcher says, Ladies and Gentlemen is my favorite Saliva track. We were talking a little bit about Saliva earlier.
Yeah.
Carol Zaworowitz joins us and says, hello. Hello, Carol. J-Fed, I think we mentioned, is in the chat room, of course, from the great state of Vermont. It was John Hopwood who said regarding Shannon, she thinks he's Kyle Clayton, right?
She knew the difference.
Yes, clearly.
I was checking to make sure.
I liked it.
You're much taller.
Kyle admits the more handsome, more good looking, more he's come to his senses and realized that it's not some sort of rivalry going on. I am who I am. He is rivalry.
That's how they say it in New York.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Oh my.
So Kyle and I respect him, like him. Just don't get to see him very often because I don't always like to get up at the
it's
early morning hours when I
dawn.
have a soccer game at 7 p.m. that I got to film.
Well, that used to be when I would get to go home from work.
Yeah. Yeah.
J-Fed says, Melanie loves when I sing What's Up With the Youth. Yeah, remember that song? What's Up With the Youth by Corey Feldman? We were playing that on Friday. What's
Stop
up
it.
with
Oh
the
my
youth?
gosh, yes.
Yes.
Stop it.
John Hopwood said, this is regarding what we were talking about earlier. Melodies are copyrightable. George Martin inserted a few bars of Glenn Miller's In the Mood to the outro of All You Need Is Love, thinking it was out of copyright, and the Beatles got hit with a lawsuit and had to pay. Oh, yes.
Well, it's always interesting how like Stairway to Heaven was a cover of, another song, but somehow Led Zeppelin got out of that.
Yeah, the judge ruled in Zeppelin's favor. Pretty amazing.
That still shocks me.
Yeah, absolutely. J-Fed wants to know, Kyle, have you considered increasing the length of your beard?
Not really.
See, I'm the same way. I like to
fascinated by other people's beards.
I like to keep it. I like to keep it trimmed. I could never do like a big long beard like people
I've done
do.
it a couple times. It just doesn't. I don't know. I feel like I'm more professional looking with
Big,
this.
giant, mushy thing.
I mean,
Yeah.
Flex food. Ew.
exactly. Then you don't even know if you have ice cream on your face or not.
Yeah.
Is that barbecue sauce or is that it's
Or did you nick yourself?
yeah.
By the way, Scott Robinson said, well, it's pretty obvious that Ivan Putski, the Polish hammer, would be number one, followed by the Hulkster. But he wasn't even on the list, was he, Ivan Putski?
Ivan, no, he was not.
He was not. Melanie says regarding Roddy Piper, he should have won an Oscar for They Live. Just so much depth in his acting. I don't know if she's being sarcastic or not. Probably. I would not have given Piper an Oscar, but I will say I think he is excellent in that film. I don't think the film, Erich Pilcher and I have talked about this, I don't think the movie They Live itself is that great, but I think he's really good in it. And I stand by that.
Was that the one when he walks into the bank or something like that? And...
That's the one with the glasses.
Yeah, he says, "I'm here to chew bubble gum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubble gum."
That's the exactly.
Yeah.
I thought it was that movie.
Greatest line ever.
He's really good in that.
Oh my.
Oh, Charles had guessed at one point Bob Backlund, but he wasn't on the list, was he?
No, he was not.
Which actually surprises me. I would have thought that he would have been on there.
Crossface something?
The crossface chicken wing.
The chicken wing. There we go.
He used to talk about how he would procure the crossface chicken wing on you, which was always funny because he was using procure wrong. but he'd say it, and the way he would say it was funny.
Oh boy.
Scott Robinson had said, I'm going to go out on a limb and say maybe Chief Jay Strongbow, but he wasn't on the list.
No.
A couple of those did surprise me, though. Melanie says, wasn't Trump on the wrestling circuit for a while? He's got to be on that list.
Didn't he beat Vince?
No, Trump never actually, well, by proxy he did.
Yeah, didn't Vince have his head shaved?
Yeah, because they did that one year. They did that. It was Bobby Lashley versus Umaga, and Vince was in Bobby Lashley's corner, and Umaga, wait, no, I'm sorry.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Matt just froze.
No, Trump was in Bobby Lashley's corner, and Vince was in Umaga's corner. And then Bobby Lashley won, so then Vince got his head shaved. So Trump shaved Vince's head. Trump did get involved in a couple of storylines over the years. And probably my favorite thing that Trump ever did, actually.
You might have been partially human then.
That's
I don't know about now, but
let's see. Just want to make sure we don't miss anybody in here. Scott Robinson said, any way you slice it, maple syrup is better than corn.
well, yeah, of course. And you can digest maple syrup.
Yeah.
Melanie.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Melanie.
I gotta think about something happier right now.
Melanie has already suggested a question for Erich regarding The Exorcist, but it's not one that I can read on the air.
Which means it can't be answered on the air.
That's true. Well, it would have to be
PG-13, dear.
You'd have to
PG-13.
You'd have to speak in code and euphemisms.
Melanie is not one for code. Come on now.
J-Fed says, I never get anything in my beard. See, I'm very clumsy, so I would end up with all kinds of foodstuffs in my beard, I'm sure, if I grew it out long. On that note, we are just past the top of the hour. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do Erich's film review, and then we'll show some love to our amazing sponsors, and then we will be back with the balance of our show. Kyle, are you sticking around, or what are you doing?
Your guys are cool with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's been a while, so...
Absolutely.
Stay with us.
Kyle Heavey from Off the Mark Sports is with us. He's going to be sticking around. And Jenny is here, of course. And right now we're going to do, this is Erich Pilcher's classic film review, and this is George A. Romero's Martin. Check this out. This is really good. Whoops. Here we go.
My name is Martin. I'm 84 years old. People think I'm crazy when I tell them how old I am. I'd like to be normal. I just have a sickness. The only way I can survive is by drinking blood. It's not easy living the way I do. I have to be careful all the time. But I'm pretty good at it. I think as I get older, I get better. I haven't been caught yet.
Martin, another kind of terror.
See, people don't understand what's wrong. They think that I'm a monster. They think I'm a vampire. People don't realize that those things they see in the movies are not real. I don't have a whole lot of women. It's nice to watch them. I watch them a lot all the time. I have to be sure that nothing goes wrong. I follow them. I plan. I'm very careful. I have needles now. I can use them. I can put them to sleep. And it doesn't hurt.
Martin, another kind of terror.
I would like to be like everyone else. I have to do things that I don't necessarily like to do. But I want to stay alive. I do need blood.
From the director of Night of the Living Dead, Martin.
Nosferatu, Dracula, Nightwalkers, or vampires. No matter the verbiage, these creatures have been a major part of horror cinema. The argument could even be made that it is what brought horror to film. Many horror artists have put their own spin on the blood-sucking lore. That includes the Man of Honor for Classic Film Reviews the month of September, George A. Romero. Released in 1977, Martin follows the titular young man. This is the debut role of frequent Romero contributor John Amplis, who believes himself to be a vampire due to his thirst for blood and an old, outdated family myth. This causes him to travel to stay with his cousin, who does believe him to be an old world vampire. Complicating the situation is when Martin falls for a lonely housewife in the small town. When one looks at the career of Romero, you can find many amazing works. A common question of filmmakers is what is their favorite film or their favorite work? For Romero, he has said many times, it is this film. Our first brief clip is Romero explaining why, and how this film began is much longer than the 90 minutes that was brought to the screen. And then we will hear from horror film effects king Tom Savini. This was his first collaboration with Romero of many more he would do. And also, this was his first time doing more than just basic makeup. He did the effects in the film, he was a stuntman, and he also had his first theatrical role.
It's still my favorite of my movies. I think the cast and crew, I think, numbered 15 in total. Everybody just put out 120%, and we just had a great time. It was originally a lot longer. I overwrote it. I had a lot more narration, and it was back in the cutting room that we decided, well, we don't need this, we don't need that. But it still, I think, is very, very close to what my original idea was, what was originally on the page.
And now, Tom Savini.
I was in college. I heard that George was doing another movie, a vampire movie. I went down to audition for the vampire. I wanted to be Martin the vampire. I went down there and it was already cast, John Amplis, of course. But I had my portfolio, so I remember following George around, flipping pages. He was so busy. I was following him around, flipping pages to my portfolio. Yeah, we'll use you. We'll do makeup effects. And Martin is the first film I've ever done for George. And it was the first time that I had to think of makeup. See, before Martin, makeup was putting makeup on us for characters, for age. It was the first time when I thought of makeup as special makeup effects, special effects involving makeup. This is before the splatter craze, after Dawn of the Dead and Friday the 13th, where all the movies sort of became the same.
Tom and I had met years before, when we were, the first film that we were going to try to make, we needed 2 young people. And so we went around and looked at high school plays. And I met Tom. He was in a high school play. That movie never happened. And then Tom went off into his own world and came back having done a couple of things, and came to visit one day and said, hey, I'm doing effects now and I'd like to do some acting.
It was the beginning of something that just stood fast for all the rest of the movies. I was doing the makeup effects on Martin, but he cast me in a role, and I wound up doing stunts as well.
He had his typical enthusiasm, and I said, great, man, you're just in time. We got this project going. And it was the first time that we got to work together.
The main darkly comedic elements of this film is that of Martin and his Lithuanian old world cousin, Tata Kuda. Kuda will only refer to Martin as Nosferatu. When Martin first comes into the home of Kuda, they have a confrontation. when Cuda tells him the rules that Martin must abide. Lost in this being audio is the religious imagery that surrounds Cuda. There is garlic on his door to protect him from Martin, and a cross within arm's reach in many areas of his room. This aspect of dark comedy is one of the major ways this film defies being a specific genre.
Pangari! You may come and go, but you will not take people from the city. If I hear of it a single time, I will destroy you without salvation. You may not enter my room. When I wish to speak with you, I will. My granddaughter stays with me. You will not enter her room. I have told her not to speak with you, but she will. You will not answer. Tomorrow you may rest. Next day you work in my shop. I've been told you are imbecile. Can you speak? Speak so I can hear your voice. Speak, Nosferatu.
Malorum redix fomis vitiorium, quid stas et resistes.
You will not enter my room, Nosferatu. You will not enter my room. You will not take family blood.
There isn't any magic. There isn't any magic. It's just a sickness.
Nosferatu.
Nosferatu.
I am your cousin. I am your cousin Martin. You see? You see? You see? You see? It isn't magic. Even I know that. It isn't magic.
Throughout this month-long analysis of Romero's work, we have found that most of his films have an underlying or in-your-face social commentary. One would think in a film like this, it would be hard to add one. However, that is a part of Romero's genius. Even in a genre-bending film like this, he is still able to put in that commentary. The commentary of this film is old world beliefs and traditions versus new world ideas. That is evident in the scenes of Cuda and his family. In our last clip, we hear an argument between him and his granddaughter Christine. He goes to old family lore to explain his belief in Martin being a vampire, and even defends it. Then we hear Christine take the modern approach to Martin's issues, that he simply needs psychiatric help.
It's crazy. I can't believe this is happening. It's a nightmare for you and him.
Your father was not from our part of the world. Your mother knew. She believed.
If she did, then thank God I was too little to know her.
Martin had his father until he was 32.
Grandfather, he is just a boy.
Look in the books, Christina. We have the books of the family. Did you ever look?
Of course, the books. The books will show it. Those damn books, they should be burned. That's where you get your horrible ideas.
Ask the boy himself. Ask Martin. He will tell you.
He's unbalanced. He's mad, and you and those books have driven him to it.
He is Nosferatu. He was born to Aline Bulressa and Rudy Matthias in the old country in 1892. He is young for Nosferatu. There have been 9 such a person in the family. There are 3 still alive. Martin is one. Caldo Maldoli is the eldest in the family now. From the old country, he sends the letters telling who will take the Pompeii into their house. We obey. First, for the family shame. And again, because to defy the evil ones is to bring a curse upon oneself. I will not shame the family, but the devil. The devil can take my soul. I would have destroyed the children the moment they showed the signs. Helena Buduresa took her own life instead. Now, Martin comes to me. People cannot come to other people's beliefs. It's hard for you, I know. It's hard for anyone young. Do you believe that God's whole world runs by the laws of the few sciences we have been able to discover? Oh, no, Christina, there is more. But people are satisfied. They know so much, they think they know all. And that makes it easy for Nosferatu. That makes it easy for all the devils.
I will say, this review was not an easy one. Reason being is this film doesn't really have a genre, a major following, and is mostly unknown, even to Romero fans. But to those that have seen it, it truly is a memorable film. And once you do see it, it is easy to see why it is Romero's favorite film. I feel that is because it's just like Romero. It defies conventions and norms. It takes what people feel works best and throws it to the wayside and allows the creator to have their own vision. It marches to its own beat. It's comedic, gory, scary, and thought-provoking. This film serves as the perfect example of a Romero film and what makes Romero films great. And if you are a fan of his work, or merely just being introduced, it makes for a great twist on an ages-old legend. I hope you join me this Friday when we conclude our month-long tribute to George A. Romero by looking at his first film, the groundbreaking, trend-setting, all-time great horror film classic, the original Night of the Living Dead. For WMNH and Matt Connarton Unleashed, this has been a classic film review with Erich Pilcher.
Come on down to the Hop Knot at 1000 Elm Street, Manchester's premier craft beer and gourmet pretzel bar. Tell us more, Trudy.
We make our dough fresh every day. We make a variety of styles of pretzels and serve craft beer, cocktails, and a few bottles of wine. We do the traditional pretzel, and we have multiple flavors for that. We also do stuffed pretzels, pretzel sandwiches, free dessert pretzels, and pretzel knots.
The Hop Knot in the Brady Sullivan Plaza at 1000 Elm Street.
Bring your kitchen to life with Queen City Cabinetry, located at 87 Elm Street in the historic Sunbeam Mall in Manchester. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They can be reached at 603-222-2007 or on the web at queencitycabinetrynh.com. Come see the possibilities. Queen City Cabinetry, another proud sponsor of WMNH.
Clemento's Pizzeria, family friendly, awesome for a date night. Clemento's Pizzeria.
For delivery, call 603-782-8450.
Clemento's Pizzeria, the best pizza in town.
1875 South Willow Street in Manchester, New Hampshire.
Best cocktails around.
Come in as friends and leave as family.
This hour on WMNH is sponsored by CGI Business Solutions, located at 5 Dartmouth Drive in Auburn. They serve all your business needs, including employee benefits planning, corporate design and business administration, investments and wealth management, and customized business insurance solutions. Their phone number is 866-841-4600 or on the web at cgibusinesssolutions.com.
WMNH, rip the knob off. You're listening to WMNH 95.3.
The commander to the supreme leader, Matzo coming down.
Welcome back, everybody, as we are well in hour number 2, numero dose of Matt Connarton Unleashed, and we are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious downtown Manchester, New Hampshire, also on Comcast Channel 6 if you're in Manchester, and hello to all of our online listeners across the nation and around the globe. You can go to my website, mattconnerton.com, for all of your live streaming options, social media links, contact info, show archives, etc., etc. Today is Monday, September 25, 2023. Jenny is here at the news desk.
Present and accounted for.
And on the couch, we have Kyle Heavey, host of Off the Mark Sports.
Hello, hello.
Hello. And if you are just joining us, Kyle hasn't been here for a long time on this particular program, but your show does air live on Sunday mornings?
Sunday mornings, 10 to noon.
And then there's a replay Wednesday nights?
Wednesday nights from 7 to 9 p.m.
Yes.
So you can laugh at all the embarrassing, dumb guesses on who is going to win in the NFL week because the show is on Sunday morning, and then the replay is on Wednesday night. So it's funny for me to be like, oh, I picked that for that reason only.
Yeah.
And they got like football is a sport that's generally lower scored. I mean, you'll get a 40-point game every now and then. Yesterday was only the 4th time in NFL history that a team scored 70 points.
70, wow.
70 to 20 was the score in the game.
Oh my God.
They were 6 yards away from breaking the all-time record, and they were 2 points away from breaking the all-time points record for a game with the record was 72. They had a chance to break the record, but they decided to be a little bit more nice and all right, we're already up 50. I think we're going to win this game. And you're
Wow.
that close to
wow.
I don't know what I would probably have gone for the record. You're
Yeah,
that
why
close.
not? Yeah.
You're that close. I've never. And there's a family in Florida because it was the Miami Dolphins and the Denver Broncos, and this family in Florida have a tradition where they do a shot after each time the Miami Dolphins score a touchdown.
Yeah.
They scored 10 touchdowns. I'm just curious how drunk that family was.
Oh, I bet. I can
10
imagine.
shots in 3.5,
One-way ticket
4
to
hours.
alcohol poisoning.
Well, hopefully they are changing that tradition
Yeah.
in some ways. I think there should be a number.
Well, does it specify what you have to shot?
I'm not. I'm not part of the family. I just saw
water might be a good idea.
hopefully they did shots of water because there's no way you want to do 10 shots of tequila.
Mm-hmm.
I
I don't drink, but the idea of that makes me have the chills.
I just because you're not expecting your team to score 10 touchdowns,
Right.
You know, touchdowns, 6 points with the extra points, usually 7. So to know they scored 10 times, it was pretty impressive to see for sure. So
yeah, wow. That's incredible. The studio line is open, 603-250-6007, 603-250-6007. You can text me at 617-917-4476. I'm on social media at Matt Connarton. You can email me, matt@mattconnerton.com. And, of course, you can interact and opine in the Facebook live chat. But the best thing to do so that we can hear and enjoy your dulcet tones is to give us a call at 603-250-6007. And, Jenny, you had something, there's an update on the health insurance, and there's also the event coming up.
I do. But real quick, I have a shout out to DC Wolves. DC Wolves is a new band added to the Swarmy Fest lineup.
Oh, very nice.
So we should be hopefully seeing them either in studio or have them by Skype at some point so we can check them out.
Excellent.
Absolutely. As far as the insurance thing with me, as you guys may or may not know, when we left our story, we had 2 United States senators, over 4,000 signatures, and I've lost count of how many videos trying to get my Medicare disadvantage plan to actually do their job and pay the medical bills. They had said they would pay for the infusion therapy since April and then have denied the claims or partially denied the claims since then. We just received a letter in response to Senator Hassan that they have found a clerical error and now maybe, in fact, fixing said clerical error where they will actually pay the bills. As I've said before, I will let you know when they actually do that. More importantly...
I'll see her in the morning if you want.
Are you going to see her in the morning?
I'll see her in the morning, yeah.
Oh, I'll give you... I'm really grateful to her. Absolutely really grateful to her. And she has a staff member in Portsmouth, Elsie, who's awesome. Just absolutely awesome, and has really helped me work with this.
I don't even know what my event is
it's
tomorrow
been-
that I'm
it's
going to
been-
see her at, but I know I'll see her. I should probably check my emails really quickly.
Yeah,
I'll let you keep
tell her
going.
that
Sorry to
we were-
interrupt.
We were singing some praises because she was fighting for health care for me. And, anytime a senator actually stops and takes a moment to help a constituent, that matters. That really matters. And I'm glad to see that, absolutely. And Senator Shaheen's office has also been very helpful as well.
Chris is a great guy. I appreciate
I
dealing
have
with
had
Chris.
difficulty. No. I thought you were going to be talking. I thought you meant Pappas.
Oh, no. Chris is...
From Senator Shaheen's
Yes,
office?
from Senator-
Yeah, and there's a gentleman named Vic that's in the D.C.
Okay.
office that's been super helpful. Yep, they've been all helping me with this. This is how bad it has gotten to fight for insurance, to actually pay the bills they're supposed to pay, which is why we are going to be a part of a national movement on October 11th. There is going to be a care over cost event right here in the Queen City. I believe we will be at Pulaski Park, but that information will be cemented in very short order. We do plan on having tables available from various organizations like Rights and Democracy. I do believe that New Hampshire ACLU is being invited as well. If you're part of an organization and you want to be there for this event, please feel free to reach out to me. I do want to hear from you. If you're approved, you'll be given a table spot at no charge. You can probably just bring your gear and set up. Now, what we're all looking for, what we're all working towards is healthcare for all. Healthcare is a basic human right. Nobody should be locked out of healthcare by a price tag, especially when you're paying into it all. We all pay our premiums. We pay our co-pays, our co-insurance, with the promise that our bills will be paid. And when those monies are pocketed by these people into record numbers of profit, let's talk about United Healthcare, $8.1 billion in profit the first quarter of this year alone. That is 3 months. 3 months. They're making over $70 billion a year in profit off of Medicare premiums. This is not okay. We need you to come out and help us with that. If you have a horror story you want to share, if you're fighting with your health insurance and you need help, if you're getting denied and delayed to death, contact me. I will be more than happy to put you in touch with many organizations that are out there helping people file appeals, helping people fight. I will help you. I will not turn you away. We're trying to do everything that we can. If you want to go public like I did, we will help you that way as well. But the point is we need everybody to come out. So on October 11th, we're going to have the Care of a Cost Day of Action, which is also going to be coinciding with other organizations across the country. So this is a national movement that's taking place that we will be taking part in here in the Queen City. I'm expecting speakers such as Representative Jody Newell. If you have not met her yet, we did have her as a guest on the show. Mm-hmm. We do plan on having her again. Representative Newell is she's a firecracker, boy. She is out there to get it. She is a fighter. I mean, a fighter. I actually met her when I was in D.C. on one of these actions, and we were also doing some lobbying. And she's incredible. She really is. I love her spirit. I love her energy, and she is in it to win it. She is not going to give up. She's fighting on many different fronts, but healthcare is one of the ones that she absolutely pays a lot of attention to, and near and dear to her heart, because there are people who are denied healthcare that are dying every day. So we do expect her to be present, and there are other speakers that will be announced. But as I said, if you have an organization and you want to be a part of this day, get in touch with me. I'd be more than happy to put your name and organization in. And if you're approved, you'll get a free table spot for that day. We'll be meeting between 3 and 5 p.m. on October 11th, which again is a Wednesday. I encourage you to look it up. If you're not sure where to look, give me a call. You can go to careofacost.org. That's done by People's Action. You guys might be familiar with that. Maddie's got the hat on right now for People's Action. They are helping organizations across the nation do this, including trainings. I'm attending one of the trainings. They're doing a lot to try and help us be organized, because the more organized we are, the more we can fight together and win the battle against these companies that are ripping us off and causing our people to die and suffer. And that needs to end.
Yep.
That needs to end.
Absolutely. All right. Very good. And we have a call. Hi. Welcome to Matt Connarton Unleashed. Who's this?
Yo, Raxo.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. He must be. He probably wants to get in on this event coming up.
What event?
Oh, no. Are you calling about Jerry's beautiful song? Wasn't it awesome? I love Jerry's music. Oh, so good.
Well, he's a fake and a phony, just like you.
A fake and a phony?
Oh my God!
How can you even say that? The song was awesome.
You were so nice the last time you called. What happened? You were Positive Joe. What happened?
I am Positive Joe. I just don't like Jerry. This is a made-up person. He was caught on a Dofi. His picture wasn't real.
What?
The music, I don't know where he's getting it from.
Oh, it's their own.
I'm just, this is all based on a goof on me and an insult toward me.
No.
Which I really don't care because I'm not that sensitive. I mean, I've had a lot worse things happen to me living in New York.
Kyle, what do you think? Is Jerry Robinson a fake? I mean, he sounds real to you.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Oh.
I can only go off of things that I know for sure.
Plead the fifth.
Yeah.
That implies that you know something about this.
Oh.
They're obviously a real
band.
band. The music is great. It really is.
No, I was in a. Well, the music is not bad quality. It's just that Billy Painter did a video on me, and he was insulting me, saying that, "Ooh, JoJo," and I don't know why he calls me JoJo. He should call me by my proper name. I think
call
it's
you
pretty
JoJo.
stupid of him. But anyway, what do you expect from a guy like that? So he said basically that every song on the 7 songs that was forwarded to me was about my sayings, like, Ratso or what other sayings do I do? I don't know. I forgot my own sayings.
Riding
I'm getting dementia, but
unicycle.
Let me tell you something. It was an all insult toward me.
I think
and that's what Billy said.
Really
that those
awesome
songs
job.
were meant to be insultive to me. All my sayings, like I forgot. Maybe some of them I can't say on the air, but there were like 7 of them.
Riding the
all those songs
unicycle
were
of
my
life
sayings.
down the bumpy road of, something.
Yeah,
Without a seat.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're really
a
great.
unicycle with no seat down the bumpy road of life.
And that is such an amazing song. I just so enjoy the music. How could you not enjoy it? It's awesome.
Well, look, I think you got a point, but the problem is that when it's directed to insult you as an individual, your enthusiasm is not going to be the way you're describing.
Oh, but JoJo, why take it that way?
Why? Yes, why take it that way?
Bad media is still media.
That's right. And maybe it's...
I'm not really taking it anyway. I just thought I'd make some conversation, and I thought that would be a good comment. Because you see, that guy, whoever he is, I think he's 37 years old. I mean, my friends caught him slipping in his real voice because he imitates that, this is Jerry Robinson. I mean, come on. That's not his real voice. And there was a 2-second gap that my friend picked up on, okay? And that was not his voice. It's some guy that's 37 years old. And also my friend described that you guys did some kind of technology to bring Jerry Robinson to life, who's been nothing but harassing me. And I made him shut down his YouTube channel because he used one of my songs without my permission.
You're so wrong, dear. There's a whole new, better channel that was created. That's why the other one's not there anymore. Haven't you seen the new one? It's been up for a few months now. It's amazing.
No, I don't follow this guy.
Yeah.
I don't want to follow this guy because he's been nothing but insultive to me.
Oh, JoJo.
I mean, I don't
Poor
care.
JoJo.
It's not that I'm going to suffer or cry in the corner. I mean, you need a lot more to make me cry. And I don't cry anyway. I'm a real man. But it's just that he was engaged in harassment of me, making, jumping all over me. I didn't even know this guy, and he started insulting me, and come on, like, why should I be enthusiastic with a guy that insults people? He insulted me.
Yeah, what is it with people that just want to insult people all the time?
I know.
I just can't understand why some people just can't let other people live their lives, Why is that, JoJo?
Well, not in radio. I mean, me and Ratso have a rivalry going, but, I do like Matt, and I don't take back what I said, that Matt just had an enthusiastic voice. He goes, Joe, you were so nice before. You were good Joe. Well, I think I still am.
Positive Joe is what
when
I say.
I call Matt Ratso, it's really a made-up name.
It's a term
it's like
of
fun,
endearment.
and we just, I don't know. We're both broadcasters, but Matt has the edge because he works for a real radio station. But my internet show, hey Matt, I hope you let me. I hope you don't push the dump button on me or the mute button on me when you give me permission to announce the day that the show is going to start on my my website. You're going to let me get through, right? I hope.
When have I ever pushed the dump button on you?
You did.
I don't remember that. How dare you?
Oh, I do. My friends do. I do. You push the button. I think it's not a dump button, but it's like a mute button. Like as soon as I set my website or something like that, because of course, you and I were on each other's case.
Yeah.
You push the button, and so people wouldn't listen to my website.
No,
which I don't think is very American of you.
Right. Well, what you have to understand, Joe, and Jenny knows this because she has to witness this every day. I suffer from I suffer from a neurological condition, which causes my arms to suddenly spasm, and I'll start pushing buttons, and I can't control it.
And it has nothing to do with my website.
Yes, it does. Whenever I hear your website, my arms begin spasming. It's a condition. They can't figure it out. There's no cure. There's no medication for it. It's just I hear your website and my arms begin spasming uncontrollably. Right, Jenny?
Yes, it's a tick of some kind.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
Yes.
Neurological
Well,
deficit.
it's a shame that you're practicing censorship. I mean, and you and I can have as many discussions or disagreements, but when it comes to censorship, I think you have more of a censorship spasm.
Yes, that's what it's called, a censorship
I think
spasm.
You're confusing censorship with morality.
I didn't hear what she said. I'm confusing censorship with what?
Morals, morality. Matt never hits the quiet button unless he's trying to protect people from something unseen or unseemly, I should say. You know that, right? Don't you?
I just want you to
Jojo?
know that I don't need you to promote my website.
Good.
I don't
Very
need
good.
on social media. I don't need anything.
Excellent.
Okay? It's just that I thought you and I can have a gentleman's agreement to, maybe whatever. I mean, I kind of mention you on my YouTube channel, which you hijacked through your technology, because you weren't supposed to be on there. Billy's not supposed to be on there. But you guys are stalkers, so you want to hear what Crazy Joe has to say. I mean, for a guy who's, not liked, you certainly make it your worthwhile to listen to all my videos.
Jojo, when you talk about us, we like to keep a little track. And I don't know if you figured it out yet, but you can't actually block people on YouTube.
Yeah, you can block people from commenting. You can shut the comments off, but you can't block
you forget
people.
to do quite often.
Although sometimes when I try to find Tom Gully's videos, I can't. So I think Tom Gully may have blocked me somehow, but that's
he's been on lately,
different subject.
Is that one of your enemies?
He hates me. Yes, Tom Gully hates me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Detests you.
Matt, I don't really hate you.
I know that.
I mean, I disliked you a few times, but and I lost my temper with you, but I never hated you because you're smarter than the average hillbilly.
Because you have so many warm and fuzzy things to say about us now, JoJo.
He's trying to be positive, Joe, again, I think.
And Jenny, I don't know about Jenny. The jury's still out on her. She can be a nice person when she wants, or she could be vicious and unleash her attacks upon me or anybody that she doesn't like or agrees with.
Gotta tell you.
And I heard that conversation that day with that guy that was talking about, he was kind of conservative leftist. I'm sorry, rightist. And you screamed at the top of your lungs that you almost had a nervous breakdown. I was tempted to call the ambulance in New Hampshire.
Comes the
Remember that day you and Jenny got on that guy called in and considered you guys friends, but you guys had a difference of opinion. And I never heard you yell so loud in my life. Holy doggy.
Did not yell. I do not yell on air, nor have I yelled on air. He was a guest who wants to run for president, only he wants to insert his religious beliefs into our law books and have control over everybody from his perspective,
I
and that
understand.
was
But the
absolutely
thing is, I'm
positively
not into
wrong.
pop. Okay? I'm into basic human decency. And the Democrats today are ruining our country, and I know you guys don't like that because you're hardcore leftist liberal Democrats.
Now, how do you feel about, you've talked about Jenny and I. How do you feel about Kyle? We have Kyle Heavey here he's the host of Off the Mark Sports. How do you feel about Kyle? We don't want him to be left out.
Hey, Kyle, how you doing, buddy?
Hello, Joe.
How's that? Listen, you sound like a cool guy. I like the sound of your voice.
Well, thank you very much. It's taken a lot of broadcasting years to have a confident, polite voice here. So I appreciate that,
and
Joe.
you have a deep voice.
Can't change that.
Hey, and what does Kyle do again? He's the host of what?
He has how many years experience in media, both in front of a camera, behind a camera, and on radio?
Oof.
Oh, my.
Wow.
That would be hard to
I have
calculate.
to do math right now?
That would be math.
Oh, I didn't know we were doing that.
Yeah, brain activity.
I mean, I did, I guess, give you
I'm not
numbers
even,
earlier.
I have no idea. You've been in the industry a long time.
I really...
yeah.
15.
Probably the
15,
most...
yeah.
Again, in media, like broadcasting, what is his expertise? Where Matt just talks about general stuff?
Well, I've worked for television and radio for 15 years.
Wow.
I host a show here on 95.3 called Off the Mark Sports, where I talk about sports, which your New York state of mind is not looking so good in the sports world of things. I'm just
Well, the Jets are a nightmare, and they got to get rid of that guy. But other than that, that's about all I know. But I am a sports fan. Yeah.
Oh, maybe Joe could be your new
Well, that's really
co-host.
great, Carl. Jesus, see, you're a normal guy. You know what I mean? See, I'm not a normal guy. I'm a very sick, demented person.
Oh.
You know,
and I don't want to be normal, and I don't want people to accept me as normal. I want people to look at me like I got three heads.
When you open your
And
mouth,
New
you
Hampshire's
leave
a
no
very
doubt of that.
conservative state, and it's 94 to 95% white, and it has no idea what black culture really is. Like in the Super Bowl, they're going to usher in Usher. Totally unfair.
What?
Because
he's a racist.
They've eliminated rock and roll. And Matt, you should be on this because you're a former musician.
A former
you
musician.
play, you like rock music, and yet you don't defend our way of life, our culture, which is rock and roll. You know what I mean?
But he says our.
I
Who
like-
is he saying our
I don't
about?
know. I like.
I mean, you're a traitor, Matt. You know, you.
He's
I
going
bet
there.
you approve of this Usher guy coming to do the Super Bowl. Kyle, I think I know how Kyle feels about this. I mean, he's a white guy, conservative guy. You know, I mean, he's normal. You know, so of course he's going to say,
Making
well,
an
it
awful
doesn't
lot of
matter. I think that's
assumptions
great.
about
I
him.
like Usher. Or maybe he doesn't like Usher. But you, Matt, you're supposed to be on our side, and yet you're such a traitor.
I'm scared to know who the our is.
I don't think of it in those terms, Joe. I just see people.
What terms do you think of it in?
I just see people as people, and I enjoy a lot of different kinds of music.
People.
Yeah.
Usher is a person. He's not representative of the rap crap, antisocial behavior that 85% of rap music is negative. It's not even music. It's rapping. For Christ's sake, Matt, it's rapping. In other words, you played bass, right, or whatever instrument you played, so it puts down your instrument. It puts down your musical background, and you don't see it that way.
No,
you
I don't.
think of it as wonderful and beautiful, right?
I used to play bass with a hip hop group called Project Hybrid.
Well, no wonder you're a traitor.
I guess so. They indoctrinated me.
Are you serious, or you're just kidding me?
No, I used to play bass with them.
serious.
I've also played with a lot of rock bands, and I've played in metal bands, and I played in all kinds of stuff. But yeah, I played with a hip hop group called Project Hybrid. It was great. It was a lot of fun. Live band with rapping.
I'm just interested in Kyle for 1 second.
Yes.
Kyle, I don't know how old you are. You sound like you're in your 40s, but are you into rock and roll, or do you concur with Matt with this hip-hop rap culture that Matt loves so much?
Joe, we have no decision-making on who performs at the halftime show, whether we like that or not. It's all about ratings, and it's all about money. and we have no control over who gets to decide. I miss the days of Celebrity Deathmatch, where I wouldn't even watch the halftime show. I'd flip over to MTV and watch clay animation. That was really more exciting.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
Yeah, so I don't even care about halftime. That's my time to go use the restroom, get some more food. Whether you like Usher or not, there's an ability to change the channel and do something else instead of spending that 20 minutes worrying about who's performing.
I'm talking about this is the Super Bowl, the biggest football game of the year, if not the world. And they used to have rock bands there, and now they're selling out to hip-hop, rap, crap culture. And, that's what I don't approve of. Do you like rock and roll, Kyle, or are you like Matt? You like anything?
I definitely listen to a lot of various music. I'm not a fan of Usher. I don't even know who performed at the halftime this past year, Joe. Can you answer me that?
Who performed where?
Who performed at this past halftime show?
Well, it's the last maybe 15 years or more. I mean, they had Janet Jackson. I kind of respect her because of the Jackson family. They were a very musical family. They weren't into the rap stuff. Although that was a big controversy when that guy pulled her bra off and exposed, and that got a lot of, that was indecency, I guess. I mean, me, I don't mind. I'm not a godly spirit. Go, ooh, he exposed her breast. That's so indecent. I'm not like that.
Over it, and it was bad.
She's not my type.
Wrong.
That's it.
I mean, Super Bowl 50 had Coldplay. They're considered a band.
How about Prince? Is to push rap crap.
Prince's halftime
show
show
was rock and roll.
Maroon 5.
Dee Snider said it, and everybody knows who Dee Snider is.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's wrong. I think it's prejudice and it's discriminatory against white people.
Well, the Who performed.
Rock and roll music.
There he goes.
When
the Who performed on February 7th, 2010. That was a good halftime performance. They played.
You don't like the Who?
Pinball.
Well, it's rock and roll. I mean, what couldn't be? I mean, look, I'm not saying that there shouldn't be diversity. I'm saying that when you have rap music for the past 15 or whatever years in the Super Bowl, consistently, that's being prejudicial.
They had Bruce Springsteen.
White boy rock and roll music.
Tom Petty and the
Heartbreakers.
Heartbreakers
Sucks anyway.
Now, when
there'll never be bands like the Who. There'll never be bands like Led Zeppelin. There'll never be bands like Black Sabbath. This is where I'm coming from.
Now, Kyle,
and that's why I'm the savior of real rock and roll music.
Now, Kyle,
and if everybody comes to my web, which Matt won't let me say, right, Matt?
Go ahead. I don't care. You can say your website if you want.
But I'm just giving you a bunch of.
I don't trust you.
Now, Kyle, you just mentioned Springsteen. When did Springsteen play?
Springsteen played in 2009. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers played in 2008. The Who played in 2010. That's 3 years in a row that there was rock bands performing.
You have no clue what you're talking about, JoJo.
That's why I don't see Coldplay and Maroon 5 are both rock. Yeah, they're more poppier.
Yeah,
but they're still rock bands. They're still playing guitar and drums, bass, and singing.
Yep.
It's all about who they can market to.
Well, I think there's a climate of anti-rock and roll because there's too much rap crap. Too much electronic music
Only
now.
In your
I thought the Prince halftime was amazing.
Deep down
Prince's
inside
halftime
his
was
gut
incredible
of his,
in the
gut,
rain.
He knows I'm right.
The Rolling
he
Stones,
knows I'm
Paul
right
McCartney.
He was a rock
Apparently
musician.
They don't qualify under his definition.
But all of a sudden now he's, good. I guess it's his age.
Aerosmith.
What are you, Matt, about 40 years old?
It's a racist.
Yeah,
What do you
something like that.
I don't remember this one. Phil Collins?
Our beloved rock and roll.
Who
I mean,
is
we used
Phil
to have
Collins?
MTV. We used to have this. We used to have that. We used to have the Headbangers Ball.
Rapper.
We had clubs. We had,
Phil Collins,
rock and
Didn't
roll
know
is
that.
the music of peace.
You ever feel like you're talking to Easy Joe?
Rap is the music of violence.
Yeah.
Well, Joe, I'm sorry.
And if you support rap, you support violence.
You need to go look up the actual list of artists.
We've had some very right here on the show. We've had some very positive rap music, like
absolutely,
like Cody Pope and Byron G. Very positive, very uplifting.
They're awesome.
I can say that a lot of the New York rappers have not always had the chance to grow up, and even Eminem, they will talk about their growing up and what they know, and unfortunately, not everyone gets to have a good childhood and has to deal with doing some bad things when they're young. Yeah. And so to find that sort of creative output to get your life to be better sometimes does bring up some bad things.
Well, people like Eminem are, I can't say the whole word, but I can say it starts with a W. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, God.
Weasels?
I can't say it on the air.
Winners?
He is a winner.
Yeah.
He's very rich.
Yeah, he's very rich.
successful.
Like it's opposite of winner.
Well,
it's very close to winner.
Right.
But it's not winner, obviously.
We know. Yeah. I think that
Right,
works.
and that's what Eminem is, and that's what some of those people are. They're very few in between, thank God. But I mean, you see them in the streets. You see them with their Xerox, peeling out at 100 miles an hour, and doing all this nonsense.
I think his life is lived inside of an old TV television. Too.
I mean, whatever happened to the long hair? See, those are my people.
JoJo.
The long hair people.
JoJo.
The Woodstock people. The hippie generation. You know where I'm coming from now, Kyle?
I mean, I wasn't around in 1969 to know about Woodstock, but I definitely know that my parents had a great time there.
None of us were present during that time.
Yeah.
Well, that's your whole problem. You're all too young.
No.
What do you know
That's
about
my
peace
fault?
and love?
No.
What do you
Your
know about
problem,
the hippies were
JoJo.
the first people to be the first environmentalists. They're the people that that the organization Greenpeace or whatever.
Ben and Jerry?
They're the ones who founded that.
I like ice cream.
The hippies cared about life and they cared about our world.
Right.
And we're
yeah.
And we're what again?
I don't know.
You said something derogatory against my people?
No.
What?
No one said anything.
What people?
We
No,
didn't
I'm
hear.
talking about Matt. Did he say something derogatory?
No, I did not. But Joe, we are almost out of time. So.
Oh, okay. Thank you for letting me talk. God bless.
I
really appreciate you, your girlfriend Jenny, who sometimes I like, sometimes I don't. Depends on her attitude. And Kyle, you are definitely a great professional.
Oh.
And you deserve the utmost respect from me.
Well, thank you very much,
anybody
Joey.
that does broadcasting, and so do you, Matt. Believe it or not.
Wow. Listen to you, JoJo, giving
Joe,
out
I appreciate
the
this time. I know that we gotta let Matt close up the show and stuff like that. So
yes.
Time to say bye-bye.
Well, I just want to say that I'm very controversial, and that I'm a badass from New York, and I will continue to be a badass. I'm going to push my show, and I hope you guys seriously come down one night. Matt, you could always welcome the call. I apologize for some of the treatment I gave you when you called into the show last time. But I promise you, if you call in, I'm going to treat you like a VIP.
Wow. Ooh. Wow.
I promise you.
Wow. All right, Joe. Well, it's been enlightening. We got to go. We are out of time. But thank you for the call.
Have a great evening, Jenny. Great evening, Kyle. The same. And peace out.
All right.
Peace out.
Peace out.
Peace out.
All right.
JoJo.
New York State of Mind, right there.
Wow.
Apparently, yes.
That's the name of the Aerosmith tour that they're on.
Really?
Their farewell tour. Their Peace Out, I believe.
Peace out? Oh, cool.
Yes.
Playing New Year's, Boston.
Peace
That's
in.
gonna be pretty.
Why do you say peace out instead of peace in? Don't we want what do you want? Are they altered? Do they?
I don't know.
The great things we must ponder from JoJo's call.
But we are about out of time. Kyle, please plug your show.
Yeah, we're gonna have a great show coming up on this Sunday. Talking about Week 4, the Patriots' big win versus the Joe's New York Jets yesterday, a 15-10 victory. We'll go into what's ahead with the the Dallas Cowboys will be the next team the Patriots play. Bruins had their first preseason game yesterday. They won 3-0, and baseball, it'll be the last day of the regular season on Sunday. So Red Sox, not a year that we're going to remember very much because they were pretty bad. So, we could just talk about all sorts of baseball, football, everything else, 10 to noon on Sunday morning. And again, the replay you can laugh at on Wednesday night from 7 to 9 p.m. about how the things I was wrong about.
You can laugh at it.
Very good. Oh, by the way, I see Gary Smith in the Facebook live chat, and I believe he's from Fox and the Flamingos.
He is.
Our musical guest tomorrow on the show in the second hour.
Yes, they'll be coming in live. I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely. And Jenny, did you want to plug anything?
Well, yes, you can keep track of me and my writings on JennCoffey.com, JennCoffey.com. And please do get in touch with me. Reach out to me if you want to be a part of the Care of a Cost action taking place next month. Or if there's any questions or concerns, don't hesitate to reach out.
All right.
I also will be dealing with a former guest of yours tomorrow with Ricky Mapleton.
Oh, very
Yeah, I'll
nice.
see Ricky Mapleton tomorrow at this time, 5:00. So.
Oh, excellent.
Well,
where are you going to see him?
He's going to be doing a television type thing.
Oh, okay.
So
Gotcha. Yeah, he's been on the show a couple times with us. Yeah.
So
yeah,
he's
a lot of fun.
He takes your Facebook Live and plays it on channel 23.
Yeah.
So you get double the. You just basically run the channels at this point, Matt, with all the things that are going on with you.
That's right. I'm omnipresent. Well, very good. Kyle, thank you so much. Wonderful.
Pleasure.
Wonderful.
Thank
to see
you for being here. I look forward to seeing you in passing.
Yeah,
for sure. And let's have a great Monday night.
Absolutely. And of course, thank you again to our friend Erich Pilcher for another phenomenal classic film review. If you missed it, of course, it will be in the archive. We're going to put this up WMNHradio.org and at my website, mattconnarton.com. If you missed any part of today's show, it will be available. So, all right, thanks, everybody. And don't forget, Fox and the Flamingos will be with us tomorrow in the second hour. And we'll leave you with a little more Jerry and the Scumbags, who is a real person. And he's not 37. I mean, you've seen the pictures.
And they're a real band.
They're a real band.
Sound amazing.
Absolutely. Here's a little Scum of the Earth, the radio edit, of course, to close out today's Matt Connarton Unleashed. Bye, everybody.